Welcome, everybody, to Caliente Tech Talk. I'm going to do it different today. Oh. This is...
Nice.
You see?
You screwed me up.
I know.
Awesome. Master Tech Chris.
And...
Phil.
And I'm Service Manager Derek. Look at that. See, we mix it up, and we, cat-like reflexes.
Yeah, that's exactly what that
awesome. One little change, and we rattled into the core. All right, well... Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us yet again in our beautiful, well-lit studio. Congratulations to our other person back there who is the voice.
Hello.
Hello. And silent treatment over there that won't talk at all but is using sign language. And I'm being flipped off. All right. So tonight we are going to talk about a subject that's...
Mileage.
Yeah, this is a weird one. It's mileage, yeah. But the question is, how many miles are too many miles on a Harley?
Why is that Harley specific?
Because I'm sure it's a Harley rider.
Let's say motorcycles in general.
But even that could be.
But we could go all over the place with that.
We are experts in Harley, so I would say.
Well, he's an expert.
Well, I'm a master.
No, expert.
Huh? I would just say let's start there. We can branch off, but let's start with the Harleys.
So how many miles are too many miles?
We'll let Chris start this one.
How many miles
he's
are too many miles?
His bike
in your expert master opinion.
I'm going to start off by saying I did not put the miles on this bike, but I have a 2014 with 160,000 miles. I just rolled 160,000.
Is that too many?
No.
Okay.
Now, it has had a motor put in it at some point.
Okay, so it was too many for a motor.
For the first motor.
Okay.
But I have no idea when that was.
But for things like the...
It's for me, when it comes to Harleys and mileage, it's maintenance.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I mean...
And that's with any bike, Honda, Harley, whatever.
Exactly. Because you got Santiago, one of our techs here, I mean, his bike has 100,000+ miles.
And he's put them all on there, I think.
But he's never changed the oil. He only adds.
He only adds. Constant loss.
Yeah.
But you could go the other way, like Phil was saying off camera. No miles.
That's bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's nice.
Worst thing you can do for a car or motorcycle is let them sit.
It's nice if you want like a museum piece.
You're never going to run it,
and you want it to not have rock chips. But yeah, I am fearful of older, very low miles Harleys, and I'm fearful of I'm not fearful. If it's
cautious.
Super high miles, I already know the things I've got to fix.
Yes.
If it's super low miles, I usually have to fix more.
I already know I'm going to have to fix certain things and probably more.
Yeah. No. So that's.
If this was somebody wanting to buy a bike.
Yes, let's say you're wanting to buy a bike.
Let's say I'm scrolling certain places to buy bikes. I typically would like to say under about 40, depending on the year.
Okay.
Just, it's just like a car.
Yeah,
if it has 100,000 miles on it, you're like, I don't think it's point. Yeah, you're trying to price point at that point.
Now, if you're buying from a dealership, which we're familiar with, the mileage can have some effect on some of the warranties you can purchase. So that's something to keep in mind, and that can also be why the price point's lower. But again, if the bike's well maintained, the mileage doesn't really matter. I mean, it's the maintenance. It's all about
maintenance.
But you can get them to run forever if you're doing the maintenance.
Let's say the older style V-twin, before they came out with the hydraulic cam chain tensioner.
You got to check those every 20, 25K.
Yeah, exactly. So there's just things like that you need to play into.
I'm going to buy...
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm going to buy a twin cam with 30,000 miles on it. Me personally would probably go into the cam chest to see if it was ever changed.
If you're buying that bike, the first thing I'm asking the person that's selling it to you is, have you been in the cam compartment to inspect the tensioner? And when they go, what? Just know you could have about a not that much, probably a $1,500 job on your hands.
It doesn't take
if it hasn't already been destroyed.
Yes.
If it does, you could have lost engine cases. That's when you got to fire and listen to it, which is why I recommend possibly bringing a bike you're going to buy into a shop or a trusted technician to listen to it and ride it and determine if this bike needs anything way deeper, because that could take your $6,000 bike to a $10,000 cost bike, or you go, instead of $6,000, I'm going to give you the $1,000 worth because I got to fix this thing.
Fix everything.
It puts you in a better bargaining point. So, yeah, how many miles are 2 miles? There's no such thing. That's every bike. How old is too old for a human? It's that kind of thing. If taking care of yourself.
How much you want to, as long as you can accept an older, higher mileage bike, you're either going to turn wrenches on it yourself, or you're going to spend some money on it.
Just like we were talking about in our previous podcast, is that
you can't bring up old podcasts. That's yesterday's news.
Oh my goodness. we're talking about classics. There's no telling how many miles I have on my
That was
shovelhead.
last week. I don't even remember that.
I know. But, again, buying older bikes, buying bikes with high mileage, just get used to wrenching or have a good mechanic
and parts availability can start to become an issue.
Let's say parts, and then keep in mind, some dealerships only go back so far as what the bikes that work on, the age of the bike.
That's true, yeah. So
not just because it's a Harley dealership doesn't mean they're going to work on, your pan head. A lot of dealerships won't.
Speaking of miles, how many miles can you ride in a single sit? I'm not talking. I know you got to fill
hours.
gas.
I can do about 8 hours.
8 hours of continuous riding with gas stops.
Yeah.
Okay, so
give me 10, 15-minute gas stop and hit the road again.
So out here, you could do 600-700
I can almost leave Texas.
Okay. Have you ever done the Chase the Sun ride? No, the Chase the Sun.
No, that would be cool.
That's the one. I think it runs Chase the Sun.
Texarkana.
Yeah, you start the east side on 10 at Louisiana border and run it to El Paso before sunset.
That's cool.
Yeah,
exactly.
That was the noise of the voice going. No,
that's like 15 hours.
That's only 800 miles.
No, it's
it's 800
from
miles.
San Antonio to El Paso is 8 hours.
If you're going slow,
okay.
So you can make El Paso in 7 if you're boogieing.
Okay,
you're 3 hours to Houston, but you got Houston traffic. That's 10. You're another couple of the border. Yeah, you're probably it's a good ride.
You're getting up before dawn.
No, you can't. That's the point. You leave when sunrise.
No, you can. Soon as the sun comes up, you hit the
roll.
road. So you can be up and had your coffee and food, and then soon as you can't start the bike till the sun comes up.
The secret is to do it on
the longest day of this year.
Yeah, was that June 20th? Isn't that June 20th? That's
June 21st.
Something like that. You do it
first
then,
day of summer.
Whatever it is. Do it that day, so it gives you the most time. And I think that gives you like 13 hours or something, and you can try to run it.
Cannonball it.
I know, right? That'd be a cool ride. We could do a run with the sun ride.
We're not riding in the pack.
But we got to ride there the night before to sleep and or camp.
Yes.
Which would be even worse. We camped and then got up all that next morning. But that would be fun. That'd be. I could.
And then it's only a 3 day.
And then we just run all the way to Las Cruces or whatever it is, and like you pass out at the cow patty thing where all the dairy cows.
I've done.
We love Texas. You've done the Iron Butt?
I've done 1,000.
Is that 1,000 a day?
1,000 in 24 hours.
24 hours?
Oh,
that's a long time.
It is a long time, but yeah, that's what it gives you. I mean, that's what it gives you.
I'm usually good.
Usually, you're riding the whole 1,000 miles.
I'm good 500 to 600, and then I'm done. That's.
I would say whatever we were doing to Moab.
About 550, 550 to 600.
But it also depends on what seat.
I was gonna say now on my bike, I feel like I could go further
because I did 1,700 miles in less than Sorry, not 17. I think 1,300 miles in less than 24 hours. I went from Norfolk, Virginia, all the way down to Corpus Christi in less than 24 hours.
Okay, that's a haul. But that'd be.
I would need a new seat.
Okay, we'll get a new seat. Who's asking to not get new seats?
I got to borrow Nick's seat so I can send mine out and have it worked. Your old seat.
Oh, okay.
How far have you ridden on your new Saddleman? Did you take that to Big Bend?
Yeah, I took that to Big Bend.
How did it do for you?
Good.
Yeah.
It was a little stiff at that point.
Okay.
Because it was still new then, right?
Yeah, that was like when it was brand new.
I really do like that seat. I'd like to try that out.
Now that's broken in.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, I'm still digging mine with the rework thing, but it just having that back,
I like that
one we put on that bike where it's got the little backrest on it. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Willie's seat was the one that I was originally going to get.
And at some point, they'll see Willie's seat.
Yes.
Yeah, this video exists.
Yeah.
Does it? You've seen it?
That's why when you look at my hours on Willie's bike, it took me a lot longer.
Because
I was doing some other stuff, but I was also filming and having.
When will we see this? Is there going to be exclusive?
We're going to watch it and comment on it.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, we're going to.
When are we doing that? Are we doing that?
We should have done
next
it tonight.
Week or the week after?
We're going to Mystery Science 3000.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think we do it.
Do we need to call it something else so we're not in trouble?
Yeah, we won't call it that.
Okay.
We do it at Phil's house.
Oh, that's a good idea.
We can.
That's a really good idea. We should totally do that.
I mean, it's only 10 minutes of video.
We can stretch it out. We can pause it and make comments.
Yeah.
Because it's being fast paced.
Yeah.
I'm going real fast.
Oh, really? Well, we can slow it down.
I feel like with like Willie's seat, which the audience will see here shortly, and my seat, I feel like you probably tack on another 200 miles.
You think?
I think so.
Wow, we need to try that.
Well, especially now we have risers and the seats.
The risers make a big difference on that bike.
Because me and Phil have the pegs that are nice.
The ride back from Big Bend for me towards the end of that 6 hours was...
That was a haul.
But it was a bone stock seat. I mean, I need a seat.
Yeah, because we ran that one all the way from Big Bend around the north side and back to
That was
home.
6 hours.
Yeah, that was a haul. So.
Yeah, when we did Moab, that stock seat was starting to hurt.
That one, oh.
And I wasn't doing too bad on that one.
Not that I was riding my bike. Right?
Yeah, no kidding. You were on the torture rack.
Still, on the seat, it was still like, I could feel it like cutting, or like it was starting to hurt a little bit.
But I do like that his seat is thinner than the stock seat.
Thinner. It's just framing right here.
I'm small.
Zoom.
All right, we have strayed from our topic.
Yes,
But,
so
whatever.
there's not too many miles to put on bikes. I can't say anything about sport bikes. I don't know. I mean, I was never in the sport bike
I think
world.
if you're looking at sport bikes with mileage, I'm less worried about mileage on sport bikes. See if you can get maintenance records, but more it's about, has it been chopped up and stunted?
Yeah, who owned it before?
Did it get stunted? That's what you need to know.
I was gonna say,
If it's got a big dent in the top of the gas tank where somebody's ass has been, don't buy it.
if we're looking at a naked bike or a full fairing bike, I'm looking to see if it's been laid over.
Yeah.
Which I'm checking like obvious places like the ends of the clutch and the brake, but then also not so obvious places where you're like looking underneath where the actual fairing curves down and stuff like that. Because if those are scratched, a lot of people will go, "Oh yeah, it's just close to the road." And it's like, no, those pieces do not touch.
Yeah.
No.
So if they're scratched there, that's what I'm looking for.
I can't trust a sport bike that's been any kind of mileage on it, because if they're doing long distance wheel stands and starving oil pumps, maybe the newer bikes don't have those problems the way they used to, but that always scared me. I'd much prefer to buy, if I'm buying a used sport bike, I wanted to buy it from someone I knew that owned it from new, because they make me nervous out there.
I mean,
or if you get one from a dealer, make sure it's got warranties on it.
It wasn't a sport bike. What is it, the V65?
I took my
the Honda, but that was
a Magna way back.
Magna. Yeah.
Way back.
Well, the other thing,
I was gonna say I took my Seiko from 45 to 60-some thousand miles.
Yeah,
I'm with you. If you're buying from a dealership, look into extended warranty.
Oh, on that, absolutely.
It's something with miles on it. Now, you get to a certain mileage, the dealership may not be able to provide you with a warranty, with their aftermarket warranties. Car Shield, I think, does.
Yeah, just get something if you want that peace of mind, or know how to work on it yourself.
Yeah.
And working on it yourself might mean splitting cases and seriously getting into it. So
buying specialty tools.
It's an expensive hobby.
It is.
That's how it works. Are you going to give me any kind of indication where we are? I am not timing in my head.
I got into motorcycles because cars were expensive.
Yeah.
You went cheap with motorcycles?
I went cheap with motorcycles.
Try knitting next time.
I went because I didn't want to lay on my back all day long working underneath the car.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you?
The lighting here looks like it.
I know, it is.
I had a 66 F100, and man, that thing got expensive. So I was like, you know what's cheaper? Motorcycles.
Amen. And on that note, we have established there is no such thing as too many miles, and motorcycles are cheaper than cars, according to Phil, which is maybe not correct. And Chris used to work on his back a lot.
Buyer beware.
Buyer beware.
Bye, everybody.